Hi there, my name is Ciera Hills. I am a therapeutic recreation major completing my fieldwork under the CTRS Samantha Frey at College Park 2. For the past 4 months, I've had the privilege to complete my fieldwork hours at College Park 2. During my 560 hours, I've had new experiences, dealt with challenges, and learned an enormous amount of knowledge in the therapeutic recreation field. College Park 2 offers plenty of services to accommodate to all resident needs. There are 4 different floors at College Park 2. On floors 1, 3, and 4, these are all of our independent suites for residents who are transitioning from their homes into the retirement residence. And the second floor is primarily for our care services, which is also the floor that I've spent a majority of my hours working on. The second floor is built for residents who may be needing higher levels of care, so this would include our personal care and memory care services, but these residents are still actively pursuing our commitment to aging in place. The Build Your Own Time Capsule of Your Legacy program was created to highlight and enhance the residents of College Park 2's long-term memory. Due to many of the residents on the care floor of College Park 2 having dementia and living with some severity of memory loss, the idea of the program was born. I wanted to create a space where the residents can feel that they can express themselves for who they truly are, reflect back on their favorite memories, and share those special areas with their lives with the other residents. Each week, the residents who wanted to join would participate in creating their own individualized pages. They were able to personalize everything about their page. The timeline of this program was 4 weeks, giving the opportunity of 4 different sessions where residents could create 4 different pages to work on or just one to work on continuously. Initially, my idea was to have a different theme for each session, but with varying interests, it was a little bit of a challenge to get the residents to choose a new theme each day. I found that many residents didn't know what scrapbooking was and had a hard time until they got going. After finding out that there was a lot of confusion, I quickly decided to let the residents completely decide what they wanted on their page and how many pages they would like to make. This would also be with how much detail or how little detail would be on their pages. Allowing the freedom with the residents' choice, I found that it was more of a positive impact on the residents and made them more interested in completing the program. Prior to the start of my program, I created therapeutic recreation assessments to perform both a pre and post test. These assessments, I gathered their interests towards scrapbooking programs as well as their physical, cognitive, social, and emotional domains. This was helpful to do before the program began, as I knew which residents had a higher interest in the programs and who may need some adaptations once we got started. For future success of the scrapbooking program, I'd consider taking the time during the pre-test assessment to gather all of the photographs and belongings that the residents were wanting to include into their scrapbooking pages. I found that I had a hard time gathering all the photographs prior to the program beginning, and I also found that residents had a larger interest in using their own photos or any generic photos that expressed themselves. I had large success after the first session as I printed off generic photos that any resident could use. These generic photos were just things like foods, flowers, pets, hobbies, travels, and the list can go on. Having these photos for the residents to look through was very beneficial and a lot easier for them to understand on what to put on their pages. I think this program should continue on at College Park 2 and to be considered at other retirement residents. This program allows for residents to reflect back on their lives and all of their achievements. It's also very inclusive to those who are living with some sort of memory problems, including dementia. Oftentimes, those living with dementia can still recall their long-term memories. One of the things that I really enjoyed about doing this program is hearing about all of their stories of the residents and learning why they put on certain items onto their pages. This program can be a really good tool for recreational therapists as a part of their initial assessment when having a new resident move into the building. Creating these scrapbooking pages can allow the recreational therapist to not only learn about their past hobbies, interests, and desires, this page also illustrates who the resident is as a human being and can eliminate the barrier of not knowing the resident's interest. I want this program to become an ongoing program to allow everyone to learn about the residents in the building. These pages can be placed in a large book or binder where staff, families, and other residents can look through and learn about the other residents in the building. As College Park 2 is constantly having new students each term, this can also be used for the students to look through and learn about each resident before meeting everybody. Overall, my special project tied into all of my learning objectives, as I was able to facilitate my own program from start to finish, create and implement multiple assessments on residents, and broaden my understanding of the skills necessary of being a recreational therapist.